The next menu function we'll take a look at is the control page. Now on the control page, on the main screen, we have the different messages that have popped up on the ABRIS. But going to setup, we can go down and we'll take a look at different parameters for the fall sensor, and we can come down to the database manager, and from here we can load in previous plans and overlays, and we can also save new plans and overlays that we created into the data management system. So coming back out, we can now go into the plan screen, and in the plan, this is kind of our home of being able to create new flight plans and editing flight plans. So we click on plan, and we see the actual flight plan at Waypoints here on the moving map, and below we have the flight plan listed in the table format. So I can go to any of the different waypoints. I could go to my edit, and I could adjust my speeds, vertical nav, fuel, and so on. Now if I go to my select though, from here I can load previously created plans. I can unload the current one, I can revise, and I can even go ahead and add additional information onto the map. But we'll go ahead and create a brand new flight plan. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and unload this one. So I'll go down to unload, hit select, and now it's gone. So the first waypoint will be here right at the airbase. So I'll hit draw, and that puts the green box right here at the airbase, and that looks fine. So I'm going to do a flyby waypoint. My magnetic looks good, so I'm going to go add, and that's fine, and enter. Okay, so the first waypoint is completed here. So waypoint 1, flyby, and the magnetic reference is at 0. So I'm going to add the first one now to it. So I'm going to go edit, insert, and now using the knob here, I can move it in the vertical and horizontal, and move it to where I want that next waypoint to be. So right here on the coast, I'll hit add, and now I can go ahead and enter a waypoint name. So I'll make it waypoint 2. I'm going to make it a flyby waypoint, and I'm going to keep the magnetic reference as it is. Hit enter, so that's the next waypoint, and I'll add just one more for kicks. Insert, put it where I want, so on the top of this mountain right here. Hit add, I'll call this one 3. That's fine, and enter. Okay, so that's just a very quick and dirty little flight plan. And I'll go back to plan now. And right now I've created it, but I haven't made it the actual active flight plan. To do so, I go ahead and hit the active button, and now you can see it brought me back to the navigation window with this as my current active flight plan. So pretty simple, but pretty powerful. And at any time I can go back and select any of these waypoints and adjust the very specific altitudes and airspeeds and such. The last thing I'll talk about is the ability to annotate the map. So I'm going to go back to my planner. Then I'm going to select Add Info. Now, as you'll see, I have a little black box here, and I'll first decide where I want to put an annotation. So I'll put it maybe down here on the border between Georgia and Turkey. Right about there. I'm going to add a point with in a directly mode. And now I can select what type of point I want it to be. It could be either a VOR, an airport, a non-directional beacon, or a landmark. I'll keep it as a landmark, and I can go ahead and give it a name. And I'll call it WY. And I'll hit enter. So now it's called WY. And this is just a little reference point I could place anywhere on the map and save it out into the mission file. And these can be particularly handy if you want to annotate where some friendly forces might be, or maybe even make it a battle position that you and your flight members are trying to navigate to. Now, in addition to the points, you can also make lines, which then can be connected and make polygons as well. So I'm going to go back to my planner. And decide where I want the line to start. I'll make it down here by the border. And I'm going to go add line. I can pick the color of the line. I'll keep it here yellow. I'll go enter, and now I'll pick where I want the other end of that line to be. Maybe about here. Enter again. And make that the next line, and we'll connect the dots. That's close enough. Enter, cancel it out, and now I've made a little triangle on the map. So, with lines, you could go ahead and mark forward line of troops, danger areas, whatever your imagination would like. So, again, a handy way to kind of annotate and get a better feel for the mission. And again, all these annotations can be saved out into the mission file as well. So if you're making a mission, you could provide this to your friends as part of the mission file. So we'll come back out to menu. And finally, again, we talked about the menu page. We talked about the nav page. Again, this is the ARC page, which is much like the moving map, without the map, of course. But the advantage to this is that you're going to see your RMIs. And, of course, it's a little less cluttered. But at the same time, you can see all the different annotations you put on there. Beacons, you'll also see data linked information and threat zones. And finally, the digital horizontal situation indicator, much like your analog indicator on the cockpit, but a digital version, of course. So that's a overview of the ABRIS. And this pretty much went over the most common functions that you'll be using on a day-to-day basis playing Black Shark. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.